Yo, what's up, y'all? Like to welcome y'all back to another episode of the FranckNStyne Oddcast podcast. Let's try this one more time with this theme music, man. We're gonna try to turn it down low a little bit so y'all can hear me. But y'all know, man, we like to thank God for another week as always, and we welcome y'all to the FranckNStyne Oddcast podcast. Another episode, another dope episode, man. We got a dope guest in the building today, man. I'm super excited. Super excited to have y'all back. Man, it's been a lot of crazy stuff going on. I like to thank everybody for tuning in and coming back. If this is your first time, man, we welcome you. This is like I say, it's the FranckNStyne Oddcast podcast, one of the dopest podcasts out there. It's a Renaissance podcast, man. We talk about everything, man. We talk about production. We talk about music. We talk about hot topics in music. We talk about the music scene all over the United States, all over the world. We talk about conspiracy theories. You know, we got all kind of conspiracy theories and stuff going on out there. It's just a dope community to be a part of, man. I mean, we talk about so much stuff, man. Food, crazy stuff, man. Like, not saying that food is crazy, but just saying that we talk about a lot of stuff, man. If you one of those type of people that's just like that's just got an interest in all the dope things of the world, then hey, you in the right place, man. And I like to introduce myself once again. I am FranckNStyne, and welcome. And I like to give y'all a quick applause for tuning in. So, man, let's go on and get into this thing, man. We're going to bring in the guests, man. Let me tune this music down a little bit. Fade that out, you know what I'm saying? Let's bring in my guy, man, Shadow Black.
Hey, Franck Nitty.
Already, man, we got the legend, man. I'm talking about, let me give you a proper introduction, man. This guy here, I can honestly say, I looked up to when it comes to the production side of the game, because in Houston, you know what I'm saying, we have a few legends on that production side, man, that, you know what I'm saying, you gotta really be in the know. Not too deep in the know, but you gotta be in the know to really know who these guys are, because these to me, and I'm not just saying this because you on the show, but I be feeling like these guys are really kind of like the foundation to, you know, hip hop in Houston, and sometimes be, you know, some of our most unsung heroes. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to make sure that I give you your props. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you come into anything I got a part of, man, I just want to be able to give you your full props and everything, man. But everybody who don't know who Shadow Black is, man, Shadow, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself and let them know who you are, man. Let them know.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, my guy, man, Nitty, brother. Bro, I've been doing this thing for a minute now, man, since '98. It seems like it was, man, just yesterday, bro. This time, man, has flown by. I mean, it's been over 20 years, going on 30, man, and it's just like, wow.
Time flies.
It just flies, man, and I feel like, man, you know, during that time, I've had the pleasure and the honor to touch some legends and some heavy hitters, man, and have some real legends come in and grace my studio, man.
Who's some of the people who you work with, bro?
Man, it started off, man, with you got to be a real Houston music aficionado to know some of these people, man. But the Middle Fingers, Bun B's Middle
Oh
Fingers.
yeah, that was one of Bond's first groups who he was working with.
They
I used to love them dudes too, man. Like they how can I put it? They would right cut off they were what's that word? They were cut from the same cloth as Bun B, because you know Bun B was a lyricist. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And those guys, like, yeah, when I heard they stuff, even when I was with Rap a Lot, I was like, yeah, they got something.
These niggas would say they was live from the trap. They wasn't just saying that. These niggas was really live in the trap. trapping and making music on that Southwest, man. Look, you boy. That was the first time I met Bun in person.
Mhm.
And when you meet Bun in person, you're gonna be like, huh? Like, wait a minute. Like, he don't sound like he rap.
Exactly. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. It is a and shout out to Bun, man. You know, Bun, my guy. Bun, me and Bun, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. Me and Bun kind of share that in common. Like,
Yes.
honestly, like when people listen to my lyrics and stuff in my music and they hear the, you know what I'm saying, the street side of things, they kind of get this one picture of me, right?
Yeah.
But then when they meet me, right, and they hear, you know, they I remember one time, to make a real quick story. One time we were on tour and I had somebody come up to me and tell me like, why do I use so many big words in my raps, right? Like like it was crazy. I honest to God thought that that was one of the wildest questions because it was so profound to me because it was describing it was kinda describing something that I knew that I was gonna go through in the music industry. And being that young, I was like 16 at the time. I knew that and that a lot of people was, you know, that sometimes you gotta dumb your shit down, is basically what Imma say in
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
Like like sometimes you can't come with those back during that time anyway. When you was coming like that, people expected you to be on some I guess positive, but you know we've kind of brought the book smarts to the streets and you know
Yeah.
just kind of let it be known that you didn't just have to be, I mean you can
Ignorant.
have a vocabulary and still be from the streets is
Yeah.
what I'm saying in so many
Yeah.
words. So Bun is one of my biggest how can I say role models when it came to rap because
Yes.
you know a lot of stuff we was listening to out here in H Town was, it wasn't like what Bun was spitting. Bun was bringing that them lyrics
Yes.
and even though it was street hardcore, but it still
It's how
it
it was.
related to if you know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah,
knew what he was talking about.
it ain't always so much what you say is how you say it. It's the way that he say it. It would be his delivery, his flow, and he wouldn't just say anything just in a basic, simple way. It would be creative. It would be, it would be metaphorical. It'll have some similes and, some
He
personification.
definitely had a
You know what
mark
I'm
on me.
saying?
Yeah, like I say, that there is what kind of changed because I grew up like being a lot of people that know me and y'all hear me say it all the time. I was actually born in North Carolina. So I used to tend to, you know, look at myself as being from the East Coast, even though I know on the East Coast they consider North Carolina as down south. You know what I'm saying? But
Ooh, yeah.
I still used to be like, yo, I'm East Coast born, so I'm gonna listen to East Coast music. So, you know, during the kids jam days and all of that, shout out
Hey, man. Hey.
uh, yeah, I used to just listen to a lot of East Coast stuff. But you know what? I'm gonna ask you this question because not too many people know about the Bass 917. Did you know? Did you ever listen to the Bass 917 back in the 90s?
The base 917, man, I'm not even going to sit here in front like I even heard of that.
Okay, look, I'm finna, bro. It is, you know. Okay, put it like this: have you ever seen that documentary up in New York, right, where they be talking about the Stretch and Bobbito show?
Yeah, I remember that.
When they talk about that old radio show that used to be up in New York and how it used to just be all the Wu Tang Biggie first got broke on this radio station.
Yeah,
It's so many, man. We had that down here, and it's so, and what's so crazy is that a lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people don't know
I remember
about,
Kids Jam.
see that, and that was in the daytime. Base 917 came on at 1 o'clock at night, and guess who was the university? Because you know, King's Jam was TSU,
TSU.
KTSU.
Right.
Guess who Base 917 was?
Don't say Prairie View.
No, it was Rice.
What? Oh,
Yes,
what?
yes,
What?
it was Rice, bro.
That's
And
why I
look,
never heard
and I'm
that.
gonna blow your mind even more. If they blew your mind, this is really gonna blow your mind, bro. They played curse music. It was
In the
curse words in the
90s
music, bro. Let me tell you.
on the radio?
Bro, let me tell you something. In 1993, it had to be 1993. I'm listening to the radio station. Now you had to really fine tune to find that radio station. You had to turn slow, and when you found it,
Say,
man,
man, this generation don't understand the struggle, bro.
hey, they don't know. Hey, but when you found that radio station, bro, when I tell you that I heard "Protect Your Neck" the first time on that radio station, almost a year before everybody else heard it.
Before it dropped, yeah.
Bro, when I first
Yeah.
heard "Protect Your Neck" on Base 917, bro, man, listen, I was I was a fan for life then.
Yeah.
And I listened to that every Saturday. Base 917, man, I'm talking they played all the new Tribe Called Quest. I was hearing everything before everybody got a
Hey
chance
man,
to hear
you
it.
giving me goosebumps, Nitty. You gave me goosebumps with you and I are very similar. I'm not an original Houston. I'm not an original Houstonian myself. I wasn't born here, but I definitely was raised here since
Mhm.
3 by way of DC. My mama from New York. My mama from
Oh,
Lower
okay.
East. Yeah, my mama was from Lower East Side Manhattan, and she just recently passed. But so shout outs to mom,
And condolences, my brother.
and I appreciate that, my guy. But I was always infatuated with New York and East Coast. Everything. I was infatuated with any and everything coming out of New York, from fashion to the music to, I mean, any and everything, bro. I like the Giants. It was this hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it seemed like. It was just
So,
the Mecca. Like that was the Mecca. And
yeah,
we we was dope down south, but don't get mad at me, my because hey, don't get mad at me, my fellow people from the south. But we were kind of simple down here, bro.
we was, bro. But what's crazy is how you know, we down south, we talk as if like, we just so independent of the East Coast, and we had our own thing, but we came front, man. We was listening to NPMD. We was listening to Tribe Called Quest, Bonita Applebum, because
MC Shan.
that's all we had. That's all. So we can't say that we were not inspired or influenced. You know what I'm saying, by the genre, and you know what I'm saying. So um, that's what we was listening to until Ghetto Boys came around, till Outkast came around, and you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
South Park Coalition and all. You know what I'm saying, before these groups started coming out.
Ooh, yeah, now you talking that real shit, boy. SPM. I just had a one of my essay partners in the studio the other day, and I was telling him how dope SPM was as a as a lyricist. Like, cause I don't know. I mean, I might be preaching to the choir, but man, that dude had some lyrics, man, and I think that if he'd have still been out here today, like people, he'd have been a problem for a lot of people.
About he was that Mexican OT before there was that Mexican OT. And I
Exactly.
love, and speaking of, I love what that young nigga doing, boy. That boy,
Hey, I just did a song with OT, and shout out my boy E Dollar, man. E Dollar got a feature from him, and we did a song with OT. The video been out
oh
maybe
man,
about
you
like a
got
month
blessed,
now.
boy. You got
Oh yeah,
blessed.
yeah. I
Oh,
ain't gonna lie, man. OT,
I would love to work with him, boy.
yeah,
God,
he's a real artist.
yeah,
That's one thing I'm gonna say about him. He's fearless. See, as being an artist, you got to be fearless in this
gotta
game.
be
You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
he's fearless, man. If you go on YouTube and check out this dude catalog, like he's not scared to 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 drop what he feels at
And
that moment, and you gotta
push the
love it.
envelope. Yeah, really
Yeah, you
push the
gotta
envelope.
love it. Whenever
Yeah,
you see somebody doing that, because me being an artist myself, it's like sometimes we get caught up. We get caught up in what people may think and what people gonna say, or being perfectionist sometimes because we want to make sure that that song is gonna hit when it hit. And man, that dude just does all kind of stuff, man. I'm telling you, if you play 5 of his songs, you'll be like, hey, this can go in this genre, this can go in that genre, and that can go in that genre. He just got so much stuff, bro.
and
It's
you're
like
gonna instantly be a fan. You're gonna be a fan
instantly.
instantly.
But I
You're gonna be a
and look,
fan.
shout out B Done them because I have to say this. That single, the
Johnny
Johnny
Dang.
Dang, man, that beat is
Oh,
crazy, bro.
Beat Out of them did that.
Yes. That beat
Oh,
is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The chords in that joint, I'm talking about that. That's from producer
hey
to another
man,
producer.
that's what I
Like,
call simple genius.
Yes, yes, and
That
that's really
minimalistic production. I love minimalistic production, bro.
yeah.
It
See, I
goes
like production that just does what it's supposed to do.
do
Like,
what it's supposed to do.
it just hey, you need some hard drums on this? Let the drums hit. You need if the sample is the basis of the beat, then let's build around the sample and let the sample live. Like, okay, let me ask you this question: what do you think about the sampling, like kind of like what Alchemist's been doing?
I love it.
Well, it's kind of like hardly no drums in that joint.
I love it because I matter of fact, I just did one. Me and Erdman got a
Man,
project we're
shout out
working on.
Herb, man.
Yes, sir. And we was working on that. He brought me a sample. I chopped it up, and when I'm trying to work the drums on it, and he was listening. He said, "Bro," he said, "I see you struggling with them drums." I don't really struggle with drums. That's my
Oh,
signature.
I know.
So, and I was like, and he was like, "Man, just take the drums out and let the sample rock." And I was like, "Man," we both looked at each other. It don't need no drums. It sometimes that sample just by itself alone will evoke so much feeling and so much emotion. Don't nothing else need to be done. Let that bitch run. And sometimes when you get that feeling like that, you just gotta go with it. You just gotta
Mhm.
go with it. Alchemist does that. It's another New York producer who do it. I can't think.
The conductor.
Not the conductor. What's that boy?
He the one that's doing all of
There you go.
Griselda stuff.
Who would just hit me? Harry Ford. Harry Fraud.
Oh shoot, you got to hit me on him.
Oh, you don't know about? I think his name Harry Ford. Yeah,
Dog,
yeah.
I'm ashamed to say it, but
White
I
boy,
got to keep it real.
white
Um,
boy too.
oh, okay. Well, put it like this: just because you said it, I'm definitely checking him out. You know what
He
I'm saying?
cold.
Um,
Let me tell you who would do it. Who the guy? Who's the white boy that do the snare Jordan?
oh, you talking about Jake One?
Jake one. He'll do
Oh,
that every now and then
let me tell
too.
you something about Jake One, bro.
And
He's
another
cold.
minimalist producer.
Yeah, Jake One is cold, bro. Jake is just like I say, he let the sample, you can tell he's sample based. He'll let the sample, but I gotta give him his props too on what he did with Hawthorne is his last name. He did something with this guy called Tuxedo. You ever heard of Tuxedo?
Yeah,
Did you know that that's Jake One?
yes.
Oh, okay,
That
yeah.
the production on that
Yes.
is pristine.
Hey, they went right to Shalimar University. I
But
don't know. I don't.
come
It's
on,
like they
man.
jumped into a '80s album cover, and they like. And bro, I like to watch their live shows. They live shows are so crazy and nostalgic, bro, because they doing that type of music, and they getting those people to vibe in that type of '80s vibe, and it just feels like
Man, do you know how many artists bit that style? Because that was an underground album. That project did not get the recognition and the attention that it was supposed to have gotten. But you got people like Bruno Mars. You got
hey,
people
see,
like
that's why I fuck with you.
what's the nigga name? Anderson Paak.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, some artists really, took that and ran with that whole '80s vibe. Anderson Paak and Bruno Mars did a project together,
For the
very
whole
similar
project, yeah, going similar
to
to it.
to it. That was Tuxedo Part Two, if you ask me.
Man,
That was a
did you
sequel.
as a matter of fact, and it's crazy because you no, let me speak on this first because we talking about the beats without the samples. Um, you know who when it comes to first memory, somebody who did that years ago, think I can honestly
I'm gonna
say
answer
10 years ago. I
Wu
can say
Tang.
they did it.
Wu Tang Nitty. The
Ghostface.
RZA.
Ghostface. You remember
Oh yeah.
Ghostface album? That
Yes. He
he
was the
did
first.
that whole album like that. That whole
Yeah.
album was just like because he said he
Samples.
based it on the fact of he said either his mama or his daddy used to play these albums, and he always wanted to rap on them. So he rapped on these samples even with the vocals.
Yep.
Singing on it. And you know what's so dope about today, right? Because you said about technology, right?
I know where you're
Oh,
going.
tell me you tapped into the stem separation. Like,
That
bro,
you talking about that RX-8, the RX-9 from
oh no,
Ice.
see, I'm gonna put you on blast for the FL users out there. See, and I'm one of them. Shout out Team FL, bro. It's inside our DAW.
What?
Yeah, it's in
It'll
the
strip
DAW.
the vocals?
Yeah, I can strip the vocals, drums, anything from any sample right in Fruity Loops.
It's in the DAW.
It's in the DAW. Yeah, we used to
That's
have to
crazy.
do it outside the DAW, but now it's in the
Yeah,
DAW. So it's
yeah, they
like,
got
oh
third. Yeah,
my
there's plenty of
god,
third party. There's plenty of third party plugins and
I'm
ESPs that'll do it. But
Fader.com and all of that. My mind just when I first thought about that, right? My mind just kind of melted when I just started thinking about the possibilities of because I'm pretty sure as a producer, we come across samples that would be so dope
yeah,
if this vocal wasn't there.
I
Or
wish this
this
bitch would shut the fuck up talking though, just so I can get this
exactly.
goddamn.
Oh my God. Look, I'm gonna give you a perfect example of that, right? What's the name of that joint? I'm finna hold on, what is it? Um I might not be able to name it, but it's Harold Melvin in the Blue Notes. And Be For Real with Teddy Pendergrass talks for about 5 minutes of the song in the beginning. And it's the dopest instrumental that he's talking over, bro. I'm talking about, he's like, yeah, you be with your friends and you telling them about all the money I spend on you and all of this. He just talking, right? But the
Talking.
music in the background, bro, I'm talking about that G's up, holds down, Isaac Hayes type of
Ooh,
vibe, right? So I
ooh.
always wanted to sample that. But like I say, it's Teddy Pendergrass talking over that part.
Like nigga,
Soon
shut up.
Yeah, soon as I heard of that's my dog barking. But soon as I heard that part, I mean, soon as I heard about stem separation, that's the
Mm-hmm.
first stem that I went and separated. I took him straight off that sample and I made the beat off of that joint. I was like, man, see, that's what's dope about technology because, like I say, you got so many samples that you might just want the drums. You know, us as producers, we'll want to take drums from a song. Like we might say, hey, them drums on Best of My Love is slapping. Well, with this stem separation, we could take the drums from it. And it's like, man, the possibilities. Like one thing I can say is that there are a lot of producers who may have done some old things back in the day. Um, it's gonna be a lot of stealing
Yeah.
because you don't have to report these things now that these stems are separated. Because just imagine, what's a dope bass line from a song? Let's say,
Looking for the good stuff.
okay, we can take just the bass line from that and build everything around that. You get
True.
what I'm saying?
True.
That's dope. That's like
True.
super dope to me right there, bro. I'm like, man, boy.
But where do we draw the line? Because now you got this AI, which is
Ooh,
now mimicking artists. It's like it's like the further we get into this technology, it's like the lines of reality are starting to become very blurred. It's like
blurred. I'm
you
talking about
can't
blurred.
you can't tell the difference between real and fake. Everything this even with the graphics, this hyper realism. Like you gotta like really you gotta have a keen eye to like damn, that's not
You
even
seen the new thing they just came out
not
with?
even a real pic. What's that?
It's like with AI, it's like super scary. Like AI knows things now. Like at first when AI would do pictures, you would type in a prompt and say, hey, I want to see a video of a cat walking through the forest. And it wouldn't just look right. You know
But
what I'm saying? But now, and they say they haven't released it to the public yet. They say they only allowing few artists to work with it here and there. But some of these prompts that they typing in and what the AI is coming back with,
it's
it's
crazy.
amazing,
It's
bro. It's
crazy,
it's
bro.
it's literally like a human brain. Like it's and I get what you're saying. Like the lines are becoming so blurred because you have like a like after a while, like right now, right? And I'm switching from that. I'm gonna go to this. Right now, you can take like me and you can do a beat right now today, right? I can tell you can come up with the hook and you can say, "Hey, Nitty, I dropped a reference hook on there," and you can sing the hook, right? And I can take your voice and I can go to this website where they're gonna have about 21 different singers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Different genre type singers too, different voices. If you it'll say, okay, this brother here has a deep, airy voice, or it'll be like this dude here has a pop such and such type of voice. And you click on it, and it actually will sing the hook over again in somebody's
With
voice
that tone and that
with that
frequency.
tone, and bro, and it sounds real. It sounds real and it sounds good, bro. When I say when I say that a dude came in the studio the other day, after I watched this shit about 3 days, somebody come in the studio with a beat and a hook. Shout out my boy Static. Um, I'm listening to the hook and I ask him, I say, who did that hook? Who's that singing on there? Because it sounded good, right?
Yeah.
And he say, no, the dude who produced the beat, he went on something online and got something to AI to sing it. And I said, oh, that's the shit I was looking at the other day, and it sounded good, bro.
It's crazy, man. Like, it's it's just gonna be a matter of time before AI is fully conscious.
Yeah, and it's like, what are we gonna like as far as us in the music industry, right? Because I do have to wonder about this as being a producer. Um, I did go to this one thing, right, where you can type in prompts of I want a 70s sounding Wurlitzer keyboard playing in F minor to such and such and such. And it plays it, right? And it didn't sound I didn't feel a soul in it. It's so
Mm.
many ways. You know what I'm saying? It's like us as producers, when we do this, we put our soul in it. And it's some kind of way like you can hear that, you can feel that. You know
You
what
can
I'm saying?
feel it. You can feel it.
Mhm.
You'll
You
feel
can
it more before you hear it.
yeah, you'll actually feel it. And so my question is, with this AI, are we actually gonna be like, will it push us out of the picture as producers?
I mean, I believe that's the agenda. Uh, I honestly believe to remain relevant moving forward as a producer, um, and then just damn near, you're gonna have to start getting into like coding. You're gonna have to start getting into the tech itself, not just using the tech. You're gonna have to damn near figure out a way how you get involved with the tech itself.
Hmm.
I believe.
Okay. Yeah, that's I didn't to be honest, I didn't look at it from like that standpoint, but it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I always looked at it like I was saying. I lean to the fact that, what God created can be imitated, but it can't be duplicated.
Can't be duplicated.
And I think us, which is more powerful than we think, us as a race, the human race, as a species, I don't think we're gonna fully accept AI like that. I think that we're gonna understand that the technology can do that, but I don't think I used to imagine like is people gonna be sitting around thinking like, okay, somebody walked up to got up one morning and say, hey, I want to hear a happy song by Drake, and that AI is gonna just draw you up something, and you're gonna listen to it, and you're gonna actually like it. Like I think it's something about the transference of ideas. Like I think when we listen to music, what makes it dope is knowing that another person created it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like just knowing that another person, yeah, that just knowing that another person has created it. You know what I'm saying? I think that I know that's how I listen to music. I listen to it from that standpoint of like, oh, did you hear that? Did you hear where he put that? even if it's something simple as a crash and not
Yeah.
one. If he put the crash on the 3 and I'm
Yeah.
just like, yo, that was dope. Like it's just certain things that just
Yes.
because I know another person did it, it just makes it that dope. And if you tell me, hey, I did it, I'm not gonna respect it like that. But I don't know how these youngsters is looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Because bro, we are, and we say it a lot of times, but it's true. Like we really are a breed that's like this that's like I hate to use the word dying out, but our energy and the knowledge that we accumulated from our generation, it's in a real particular situation. Like I told my wife this the other day. I say, being, Generation X, we we are younger, we are old enough
Come
to
on.
where we remember
Mm-hmm.
the world without none of this stuff right here.
When it was analog.
Yeah, but we are still young enough to still be able to relate to what's
What's
going
going
on
on
right
today?
now and actually I'm talking about 10 toes in what's going on. Because
Yeah.
I remember my mom and them and my dad and them,
They were
they
so out
kind
of
of
touch.
left our generation to our generation. They was like,
They
hey,
was they
y'all
were
do
they were out of touch. They were
yeah,
very out
we
of touch.
never left out of touch.
Generation X. We are the. Let me how to put this. Generation X was the generation that was supposed to not only wake the world up and shake the world up with information and knowledge and the truth. We were also supposed to be the ones to lead the charge actively.
Mm,
Although
that's some real shit.
we did bring the knowledge, we did wake up the information and started spreading the consciousness, but we also at the same time got caught up in our parents' struggle as well too. You know,
Oh,
work
you
day to day
preaching.
life, children, bills. We got caught up in the struggle. Now we still paved the way for the generation. Now these star seeds, these indigo children that's supposed to be like the returning of the Christ.
Mhm.
But it ain't just one person. These are a type of
Consciousness.
this is a consciousness that's coming
Mhm.
back in through the bloodlines, through the children. That's why they say the children shall lead. Now, on the surface, it seems like the generation behind us is destructive. They're lost. They're not going nowhere. But let me tell you, I have met some 20s, some youngsters in their 20s, they late 20s, early 30s, man. They got, bro, they not just talking about they living, they doing this shit. Like they don't they're not they're not falling into the traps, the same traps that we fell into. They're not falling into the religion. They're not falling in, they're not just accepting the bullshit education. They're actually questioning shit. You just can't tell them anything. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And they just run with it.
That's I would say the same thing. Shout out my son. My son is one who I even though he fell through some of the pitfalls that some of his generation fell to, but he still has stuff that I enriched in him
Hmm.
just from his father being a Generation Xer. You know what I'm saying? He just
Yeah.
naturally got
Yeah.
certain things because
That you didn't even
he
have
was
to tell him.
yeah, I ain't even have to tell him to where he surprised me on a lot of stuff. Like I say, he fell down some pitfalls, but
Of course.
he still he still, like I say, I see what I enriched in him. And just by us as Generation X parents, we put certain things into them to where they look at their partners and be like, man, like though, look, they're the ones who can tell you the inside scoop on their generation where they'll tell you like, hey, my homeboys, like, hey, they don't give a flying fuck out here. They really are like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like I like to look at it like this, and it's crazy because what you said about the generation before us, like music really does have a lot to do with this. A lot of people don't like to admit it,
Oh my
but
God, bro.
music has
Frequency is
so
so
much
important.
to
Yes.
do with what's going on, and the way I'm gonna prove that is that these kids, man, they are. I'm gonna tell you a simple way of looking at it, and then I'm gonna break it down. Kids are like living in a rap video.
Straight up. Straight
That,
up.
that's what they are. They
They
like
think life is literally a fucking rap video.
it's and I'm gonna tell you what I picture, bro. And I know you'll picture it too, man. Riding down the street in your car and looking in that back seat. I remember my son used to just be sitting in that back seat just rocking, man. Anything I was playing, you know what I'm saying?
Anything.
He would just
Yeah.
be and I'm listening to every and anything.
I already
And
know.
he's because that's his business. And so I'm listening to all kind of stuff. I'm listening to Jeezy. He was turned to on to a lot of stuff. And so when I think about even him and then I think about the rest of his generation, I'm like, yo, so this is who they are. They are the kids who was listening to this music. And what makes us different from them is that we understood the difference between entertainment
Mm-hmm.
and real life.
Mm-hmm.
And watch, it's gonna break down so beautifully. Like what what we realize is that I can go in the room and I can listen to this music, but I know that when I turn it off, or my mama say, "Hey, turn that damn music off and go in there and do such and such." Real life started soon as I hit stop
Yep.
on that radio. When I hit that pause button or I hit that stop on that cassette player, real life started. And I knew that there was a difference between the music and real life. You know what I'm saying? With these kids, and it's funny that I brought up Jeezy earlier because I think that's kind of where it started. Not saying that this is anything of Jesus' fault or anything, but I'm just saying in hip hop, I think that this is where it started. And
You say you thought you started with Jeezy?
yeah, and I'm going to tell you, watch, I'm going to break it down.
Ooh.
Jeezy was one of the first rappers who was like, because all of us talked about the dope game and the music and the streets and all kind of stuff. But Jeezy was kind of one of the first rappers who was known for saying exactly what we was doing. You know, see, a lot of the times when people were saying stuff in the streets, it was slang this, or you would talk about your partner doing this, or a story that you done heard. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy
Get a
claim to
first hand
his
account.
claim to fame was, "Hey, nigga, I'm out here doing this." I remember one line where he used to be like, uh, some this, touch the button, flip out, voila, there go the bricks. He was talking about the hidden. He was talking about the hidden compartment in
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
And I remember
Exactly.
hearing this shit, bro, saying like, yo, I bet everybody who got a hidden compartment in their shit is like, yo, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, why you telling the game? And see, from Jeezy, what started was this epidemic of street. The streets started thinking that rap was soft and that rappers rappers is talking about the life that street niggas is actually living.
So
Now,
these
I
street
knew for
so these street niggas said, shit, fuck it, I might as well get in here and talk about my life, my motherfucking self.
start
Even though they
telling the
can't
truth.
rap. They
Yeah,
can't rap.
even though they couldn't rap, they start saying,
Couldn't
"Let
rap.
me tell the truth."
And then came the birth of reality rap
Now
over lyricism and being creative and
all of that. And now when these youngsters get on these songs now, they only respect what you say if what you really did. So you can't get on a song talking about, hey, this, that, I done seen this cap get busted and this and that, if you ain't actually did it.
you get your
And so
card pulled.
so now you got kids out here who wanna rap, who thinking like, yo, I gotta do something. It's almost like, remember how that's how the gang initiations used to be?
And
That's
and
how it
Nitty,
is.
and that was never what the game was about, bro. Like, and I like what you said, bro, because you started this off with talking about the 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 frequency
Mm-hmm.
and how important that is. You know, we think it's just words, it's just music, it's just entertainment. This shit is not for our entertainment, man. Let me tell you right now, if you are being entertained, you are literally being brainwashed. You're literally being indoctrinated because this shit is not for your entertainment. This shit is for your indoctrination. This shit is for your conditioning. This shit is to create stereotypes.
Mm.
This shit is every and anything but for your entertainment. And let me to bring it home and to clarify even more. Just go back to Roman times when the masses and started getting restless and they want to revolt and there's not enough food, there's not enough money. You know what the king and queen did? Hey, go put some shit. Go put one of these little shows together down there in the Coliseum. Get a few of these gladiators together. Go entertain these motherfuckers so they can get off this shit here. We're gonna distract them for a minute. Entertainment is just a distraction. It's exactly what it is. And at the same time, they're controlling these airwaves, controlling this frequency, and indoctrinating. Basically, just indoctrinating the children.
That's what I was waiting.
These these
Like
these, these people is after your children.
they are, and look, the older we get, the wiser we get, and we see
What?
that clear as day. It's clear as day. That's exactly what they doing.
And bro, that's why our hip hop that we grew up on don't exist no more because it was teaching us. Tribe Called Quest was teaching us. De La Soul was teaching us. Eric Sermon, all them East Coast rappers was put. We was rocking African medallions and all that. They was dropping the knowledge. Goddamn, Grand Verbalizer. What time is it?
Yeah,
These
man.
is-
Some of
Come
my
on, man.
most
They started.
favorite stuff.
They started
Hey, I
teaching.
listened to that the other day, bro. The power in that.
Bro, so you understand that why they had to shut that shit down and turn it into gangster rap and
Yep.
and, and all this other shit?
See,
They had to shut that down.
I'm a personal, like, and I've said it on previous seasons of the show. I am I'm personally, like, I personally went through that experiment. Like I'm somebody who can come out on the other side and tell you the results because I actually went through it. Like I say, when I was young at first, man, um, you know, I did. I was like every anybody else in Fifth Ward. You know what I'm saying? Just wanting to come up, just wanting to live a better life and stuff like that. And I remember having some friends on the show one time, right? And I asked them, I was trying to get it out of them, but they wouldn't say it. But I was trying to get them to admit that music did something to us when we were kids because I was like, and like I'm not, and to me, I don't know why they didn't want to admit that. I don't know if people just don't want to admit that, but I'm looking right there in the camera and will tell you personally that listening to gangster music, it influenced me, man. It made me want to go out and do the things that I was hearing in that music. When I went to jail, all the times I was going to jail, I wouldn't have went to jail if it wouldn't have been for that music. Because I wouldn't have been interested in doing those things. Like me hearing about drinking 40s, bro, when I listened to NWA, I couldn't wait to drink a 40. It's just to be honest with you.
Now
When I heard,
you know what's crazy, Nitty? It was the opposite with me, and I'm gonna have to say, before I started doing music, dancing was what saved my life because I wasn't I wasn't listening to the lyrics like that. It was the beat for me, because
Mhm.
I'm a dancer. So if I couldn't dance to it, I'm not gonna listen to it. I don't give a fuck what they're saying. The beat had to be up tempo, had to be fast. So I wouldn't even. But I ain't start paying attention to the lyrics. So I start till I started producing.
Man, I was listening to those
And
lyrics
when
and
I
saying,
started
"Man,
listening, and when I started listening to Jeezy and all them, that's when I started hustling. That was right around the time I started hustling.
hey, I'm trying to tell
And
you."
nigga, when I'm bringing them, when I'm after I'd have left the doctors with these thousands of prescription pills, and I'm on that I-10 highway heading over to Louisiana with these 5, 6 prescriptions. I'm listening
Yeah,
to Jesus the whole time. Boy, I'm
Thug Motivation.
what? No,
Hey,
I'm motivated to
the
go out
shit was
here and
called
hustle and
Thug
get this.
Motivation.
What?
What is he motivating? He's motivating the thug in us, man. You know what
Go
I'm
get
saying?
some
And
money.
yes, yes. And like I say, it's not a. I don't like I say. I don't know why people don't like to admit to it. I don't. It's. I mean, I don't know if it's an ego thing or if it's like, hey, I'm a man. But look, I'm full 100% man, and I can honestly tell you, even the fact of me wearing this shirt today, I'm wearing this shirt because I'm inspired because I seen somebody with a shirt similar to this on, and I say, hey, that look like a nice shirt. You wearing a V-neck right now because you seen somebody with a V-neck on, and you was like, "Hey, that look like a cool shirt," and you put it on, and you was like, "Hey, I like V-necks."
Hey,
We
my
are
nigga, I'm
we are
rocking skinny
influenced to do
jeans now.
everything.
I'm rocking
We eat
skinny
certain
jeans now.
foods. Look, look, and that's funny because look, we said the same thing that when we would never do that.
Who would never?
We would never do that. And like, bro, we ended up doing. I remember the first time I went in the store and I had to get me a pair, and it was because I was going to a function. And you know, see, one thing about us is we come from the generation. There's 5 letters that represent our generation, and that's FRESH. We are fresh. And what's fresh is hip. Another way you want to look at that is hip, which is
Yep.
hip hop. We are going to stay hip. Like whatever's popping,
Right now.
we got to be a part of it because we are hip. We can't, like, that's why I'm telling you, we're gonna be those guys, bro, Lord willing. We live to 70, 80 years old.
I'm gonna still be fresh, nigga.
We still gonna be fresh. Like people gonna be like, look at school still dressing like, bro. I don't know how else to dress.
I don't
I've
know no other
always
way.
been fresh since I've been young. I'm staying up on the trends of what's popping. But like I say, back to what we were saying about the influence, right? This music, it influences us. And like I say, I don't hate on Sexy Red. Shout out Sexy Red.
Mm-hmm.
But Sexy Red is being used to enrich a stereotype that has already been put out there. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
create this shit. It's all she just enriching it. It's being taught to the little her songs now being shown to the little girls who
Girls,
didn't get a chance
bro.
to look at Lil Kim squatting down on the album cover and listening to her talking about how she can deep throat a Sprite can and all of this shit.
But bro,
They
it's worse though, Nitty. This is terrible.
didn't
Trash.
what you saying? At least Lil
And
Kim
I don't care
sound
who
good.
it
At
is.
least
I
Lil
don't care
Kim
who
had a
said
groove
it
to it.
by.
At least we could groove, but we can still groove the Sexy Red. It's just that it's so. Who is it? Sukiana? It's just so blatant, bro. This booty
God.
hole.
My pussy pink. I'm like, we already. Why you gotta state the obvious? Like,
And I ain't
I'm
gonna lie,
like,
I can't be a hypocrite. Sometimes that is the dopest thing in the world. Like I say, I listen to Sexy Red. I have never personally looked at a Sexy Red. No, I have because me being a producer, I have to know what's popping, what's the
unfortunately.
frequency right now. You know what I'm saying? So I will check it out sometime, but most of the time, bro, it's kind of built on some like what you saying. It's 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 changing the dynamic of these kids, bro, and it's like a nuclear bomb
That's
because
exactly. That's exactly what it is. But and you know why? It's to that level because this time is out. Time is running up. Time is running out.
oh, they don't know that. That's some stuff. See, that's why I also like I think this is so dope, and I want to let the Oddcasters know something. I'm gonna put y'all behind the scenes, right? Actually, when we was gonna do this show today, we were actually gonna chop it up on some TikToks, which we still gonna get to that, but not on this show. We gonna bring Shadow Black back because I knew that this was gonna happen. See, when me and my brother get to talk, as y'all can see, man, we get to just chopping it up on so much dope stuff, man. That if you in the know,
you
like,
just
man,
say
you gonna enjoy this stuff, man, because y'all ain't even seen the half of it. It's a matter of fact that when the last time you been on chat room?
what been on what?
What was they called? Chat room, right?
Clubhouse?
Clubhouse. Got it.
I mean I'm on Clubhouse every day. I'm
Okay,
on
so
Clubhouse
boom,
every day.
I'm slipping in. So let me tell you this. I was on Clubhouse one day and I seen my boy in a group, and I go in the group and check it out. And I'm like, yo, it's a bunch of like-minded individuals on there, man. And I'm talking about kicking that light. I'm talking about you gotta put your shades on if you're gonna go into that Clubhouse because
Woo!
it's light, just brilliant minds just shining all over in there, man. And
Hey Nitty, I thought that I was a nerd until I started meeting some folks on Clubhouse.
hey,
Man,
it's some people that's deep in that stuff,
bro,
man.
I'm stupid compared to what the knowledge some of these niggas know, bro. I'm a student at their feet, bro. Like wow.
You
Yeah,
think you'll be able to get to bring some of them on the show sometime?
absolutely, bro.
Okay, yeah.
One of the chicks who I've befriended, we've come really, really close. Bro, she's 30, but when I tell you she's an ancient soul in this 30-year-old vessel,
Mm-hmm.
I just be quiet and just listen to her. She's 18 years my junior, and I know when wisdom is speaking, and when she speaks, I shut the fuck up. I shut the
Exactly.
fuck
Hey,
up.
I done heard, like I said, I done came in on a couple of those rooms, and I was like, yo, the thing is, and look, it's just this simple. I switched phone, and I didn't upload the Clubhouse app onto my new phone, and that's why I ain't been on there. And plus, I've been like busy with setting up the
It's a
show and doing this.
podcast, bro. You got a
But
whole lot of
that's
podcasts.
what it is. And look, and so that's why, look, I even thought of this. So this ain't the first time I thought this. But I said, yo, when I get Shadow on the show, I want to come up with something with you that we can do once a week if you want to.
I
And you
would
can get a
love
couple of
that.
other people. You get a
Nitty,
couple of other
if you
people and
don't
we
get
can
out
just
my
do what
if
we're
you don't
doing
get out
right
my
now.
head, if you don't get out my head, brother, because you've seen how all over the place we've been in this past hour. We can't even stay on one because it's just so
It's just so much.
much. And then one thing just leads to another, and it's all connected. It's all relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It all kind of just coincides with one.
You see, and that's what's so dope about knowledge. See, you saying that connection of it all.
Mhm.
Once your brain opens up, you learn this one thing right here.
It's
And
all
y'all
connected.
gonna hear me say this all the time. EIE. Shout out to Black man who had EIE records in Riverwood back in the day. You remember EIE?
EIE. I can't say I do.
Riverwood RWO.
I do
Remember
remember
these
RWO.
guys was spending money like crazy, bro. When I say they was having they had a helicopter. They used to have Jam Master Jay before he passed away come down here and DJ for them, and they had a show where they actually came to the show in a helicopter and landed. They were spending crazy money. I've not yet since Rap-A-Lot seen a record company come into Houston and spend money like Black
And what
was
was the
spending.
name of this company?
It was called EIE. Everything is everything.
And they did
You
it on
got to
that level?
Bro,
What
they
year was
listen,
this?
the first album that they
What,
came out with, bro,
what
they
year was
had
this?
features of everybody. I'ma say it had to be 9-9. Bro, they had
See,
8 Ball and
that's
MJG.
that's 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 why I never heard them because 9899 that was like my first year producing.
Oh,
I
okay,
had
okay.
just got into the game. I had just stopped dancing for the Houston Rockets, and I got into the
No, I think you
started
know
getting
what? As a matter of fact, it was 2000, 2001. But like I say, they were local, but they had everybody who was popping in the music industry at that time. Like Black went everywhere and paid for. Man, I think they probably had a song with Busta Rhymes if I'm not mistaken. But they had songs with everybody, and they was a local group. First time they came
wow.
out, did nobody even the album didn't even blow up like it was supposed to. But it had that dude probably spent $1 million on it, and the name of
See,
his record company, and it was the funny thing about it. And see, I don't know what Black was on, but the next time I see Black, I'm gonna ask him because
you
my
talking about
mind
Infamous
was
Black?
no. This is Black who owns the he owns a club down there in Third Ward, one of the biggest clubs down there. If you say it, I'm gonna know exactly what it is. I'm gonna be like,
The
yo, I
spot?
think it's Spivey's. No, Spivey is the person who actually owned that other club. This other, I can't think of it, but Black had a logo. You know what his everything is everything logo was?
What's that?
It was a pyramid triangle with EIE on the inside, right? Now, nobody knew what that meant at that time. I
Not
didn't. I
that
think I was
time.
maybe about 21, 22 at that time. And it took me to get a little further in my consciousness and knowledge before I realized that boy, that man was on something.
He knew what was up.
Because once you tap into higher consciousness, you see the connection of everything,
Everything.
and everything really is everything. That's why I'm like, yo, for him to have his company called Everything is Everything,
Well,
and to be in that triangle, Yeah,
let me take that a step even further, Nitty. There is no such separation as in itself as an illusion.
there it is. You're right. That's it. That's it. You hit that out the park. That's it right there.
Separation is only a thing in this third density matrix that we're in. That's separate. That's this duality, this dual reality that we're in. That's the only place where separation is a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
When you go into when you start getting into fifth dimension consciousness, fifth dimension type of mindset, it's just oneness.
Exactly.
You come back to source.
Yeah,
You know,
because it's all connected. See, because um when you look at the first dimension, right? The first dimension ain't I mean, no, let's start at the second, because the first is the
it's a
first.
dot.
The
It's a
first is the first. Now the second dimension is comprised of infinite amounts of the first dimension. The third dimension is made up of infinite amount of the second dimension. The fourth dimension is like, because you ever seen what a tesseract looks like? A
yeah.
tesseract actually is a square within a square within a
Within the
square within
square,
a
with
square.
exactly.
And so that's what this third dimension is, the cube, right? So when you move into so when you talk about that fifth, like man, my that type. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why we got to start this thing that I'm talking about, this once a week journey, because bro, that is like, and I'm gonna say pause, but that talking like this stuff, it's almost sexual to me.
Bro, ain't no almost, bro. Let me tell you, when it comes to spirituality, health, wealth, them my holy trinity of topics right there, man. And it
Mhm.
does do something for me. Just like you said, bro. That talking about those types of things, it does, arouse you in a sexual kind of way, because your mind and your lower nature is connected too.
Kundalini. You know what I'm saying? So, and look, I want
Come
y'all to peep
on,
this,
man.
casters. Y'all got to peep what he's saying, because if you so tapped into the earth to where you only get an arousal from sex, you are based. And if you don't know what based mean, then look that up. You got to be more. You got to come from out of that primordial ooze. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. No rainbow. Just being real. After you done made a badass motherfucking beat, you in the room 2, 3 a.m. in the motherfucking morning, everybody sleep. You just completed a fucking masterpiece.
Hmm.
Do you feel aroused? Do you ready to fuck something after that?
Oh, I will say this. My arousal doesn't go into I won't say it goes into a sexual place, but I am aroused enough to the point where I will listen to that beat
A million times.
and will zone out, bro. I go to the
Yeah.
fifth dimension. Put it like that. Hey,
That is so it makes me feel that aroused to the point, yeah, I do. I'll be ready to bust something. But it's sexual in its nature in a way.
and
I
whatever
can
that energy is, right? Ain't that kind of
Yeah.
like capsulating the comeback in a sense? Like, we done got that arousal so much from a female that made us keep coming back to
t-
that
e-
female,
e-
right? So
exactly.
shouldn't knowledge, wisdom make you
Yes.
feel that same way as to where you want to keep coming back?
It'll
Like
feel like
should
you
you
just
want to keep coming back?
it'll feel like you just had sex. That's what I meant to
Exactly.
say. After you done made it, it felt like you just had sex.
Now there we go. I could
Yeah.
now I can follow that now, because
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. It's like woo, like because you just went through this situation of, and I know you can feel this as a producer. Man, one of my favorite parts of doing a beat, and I know you gonna feel this, is just laying the snare. Even
Bro.
after you done did the kick, right? You done did the kick, but when you go to wop wop, and you just like, Lord, man, God, there you go. That's the feeling that you're talking about. You like, oh man, that just feels so good right there. Pause, man.
Ooh.
But yeah, like that is definitely the type of feeling I get when talking about knowledge. And that's the reason why. Like, there's been times, bro, where Shadow Black done came in the studio, right? And it was just to come pick up something or, actually something that may have just took like 10 minutes. And that's actually was the plan. But bro, we end up sitting up here 3-4 hours.
Every
Like
time.
literally, like we literally forget what time it is, and bro, we just start traveling. And when I say we start traveling and unraveling, man, it's bro. Like I say, we definitely doing this. I'm gonna definitely be in contact with you to figure out like what we want to name it and what we're
Hey
gonna do.
man.
I'm telling y'all gonna be in for a treat because this is the type of thing I've been wanting to do actually since I started this show. When I named this show the Oddcast podcast, that's the reason why I did it because this is different. I wanted this to be different than what we were getting from other podcasts. Shout out all the other podcasts because I watch them, I love them, but I also know that there's a thirst that I was having that wasn't being quenched, and that's the pure knowledge, the pure the of seekers, people who are really actually after God's own heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what this is about, man. And like I say, and even in the Bible, it says it's a time and there's a place for everything. Like, there's a time you're gonna come on this podcast and we liable to be having certain guests and talking about something that some Pharisaic minded people may say, "Oh, look, see now, look at that." But they not gonna understand that that's what we are. We are all of this. See, we're gonna make this
Yes.
full circle. At the end of the day, we are all connected. Everything's connected, and we are everything. And everything is me. Everything is
Is
everything.
everything, baby.
And it's like once you get into that higher consciousness, man, it's such a beautiful place because what you realize is you back at the source. And when you back at the source, all possibility is before you.
Woo!
When
Come
you
on.
back at the source, it's like all possibility
Infinite.
is infinite
Infinite.
possibilities now. And it's like, oh my goodness, bro. And I can't wait till we able to talk about the things like CERN and
Woo! Come
Mandela
on.
effects
Come
and
on, man.
oh man, it's gonna
Metaphysics.
be
We start
beautiful,
getting into
bro.
the metaphysics and some Bobby
Oh,
Hemming shit and some getting into
oh,
some
don't talk about the quantum. Oh, don't talk about the quantum physics
quantum
and all of
physics,
this,
man. Come
man.
on. We gotta
And
start getting into some Kabbalion and seven and universal
oh, look, check this
principles.
out. Oh, shoots. I almost knocked
Say,
me.
say,
Hold
man.
on.
Say, man. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. Ooh, that's sexy.
Hey, when you said that,
Ooh.
hey, so bro, we got some, bro, we gonna be on some stuff, y'all.
Say, man.
Y'all just be ready. Just
Hey,
be ready.
Nitty, man, don't let this be my first and my last time on this show, man.
Oh
We
no,
got it.
bro, you about to be on here next week. You about to be on. Listen, when I say what I say, and I'm saying it on the show, and everybody know I keep it real. I don't fake fraud or none of that. Bro, we are literally going to start this up, so you might as well figure out what other what other brother or sister, because it would be dope, brother, if you can get another brother and a female, so we can have a female on here, because we gotta have that God particle. You know what
Gotta
I'm
have
saying?
that balance, man.
And see, and that's another thing for y'all to look into
Balance.
also. But at the same thing, at the same time, bro, this is done. Like I'm telling you right now, this is done. This is stamped in the universe. It's the done deal. This is what we doing. I'm excited, bro, because like I said, I already know that we are like-minded individuals,
Indeed.
and I've been wanting to bring you on the show, but the first couple of seasons, man, it kind of took a life of their own. It was kind of crazy, but we ain't gonna speak on that. We talking about the future and
I
how we gonna
understand.
roll in the future.
I
But
understand.
but man, like
But
I
like you
say,
said, man, it's a time and place for everything, man.
it's a time and a
And
place,
here it is. The time is now. Here we are.
and
And I've
man,
been
for you to
I've
be
been wanting to
excited,
be a part of a podcast too. So this is, man, divine timing, bro. And who better
divine
to do it
timing.
than my nigga Nitty, bro? You like you said,
Hey, it's
man. We
perfect. Like, cause look, think about it. We've been having podcasts, bro, since we've been knowing each other. This is what we do. One of the first times we met each other, bro, we damn near I remember it was Turb, shout out Turb. We was working
shout
on a
out
beat with
Turd.
Turb.
That's
And
how I met you.
yeah, and bro, we sat in that studio and chopped it up then. We probably worked for about like
Because
an hour.
because because your name and your reputation had already preceded you, brother. I already felt like I knew you through your music and everything. So it was just like, hey, what's up, my brother? Like, finally
Hey, and
glad
you
to
know,
meet you.
and it was likewise. Like I had heard so much about you and had heard your name so much, bro, that I was like, man. And then just hearing about the different people who you had worked with. Like I know you said middle fingers earlier, but I know you don't work with Killer or Killer
Killer.
Calion. Shout out Killer, man. As a
That's
matter of
my
fact,
cousin. That's my
yeah,
cousin.
that's his actual kinfolk, man. And Killer gonna be coming on the show too. He was just in the studio like 3 days ago, doing a song with Paul Wall and Fat Boy. But man, like I say, you done a lot of stuff, bro, and done worked with a lot of people. And bro, y'all gonna get to know Shadow. Like y'all just this, even though we did this hour show today, y'all about to see a whole lot of my guy. And I'm gonna say it here and stamp it that I'm glad that you have the zeal and the fire to actually want to do this.
Absolutely.
And man, that's all I need to take off. That's the firing pistol for me. So, like I say, man, when you go on Clubhouse today,
Oh,
all you
absolutely.
gotta do, all you gotta do is say, "Hey, is it anybody that you know?" Or if you might have them in mind already. And bro, we bring them on, man, and we can do a meeting just like how we doing right now. We can chop it up, and then, bro, we can go from there. We'll take over this internet.
Oh, bro, that would be beautiful, bro. And I mean, and some of the people I know are some very knowledgeable people, man. I'm talking about real scholars, bro. They do that work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, believe me, I'm telling you, the few times I was on Clubhouse and I heard that stuff, bro, I was waking up every morning listening to that because I was like, bro, these brothers are like knowledgeable,
It get
and
it can be addictive, bro. Like
yeah, it's
for me, bro,
addictive.
I'm a knowledge whore, bro. I love learning shit that I don't know because the more I learn, I don't know a motherfucking thing, bro. And it's a challenge for me. Like I just want to soak up knowledge, bro.
Man, my nickname for myself when I was a kid, I think I was around like 9. I used to call myself Johnny Five. And you know why? Because Johnny
Yeah,
Five always wanted input. Pause.
yeah. Input.
But he always wanted input. He would read all them books and just go through that stuff. And that's how I seen myself as a kid. Like, man, I love knowledge. I just in it. I was a why kid. I just wanted to know why this, why was that, and what I learned and is that a lot of the people who I grew up around, they did not have that knowledge.
Mm.
They didn't, and the thing is that it almost made me feel like I was weird because people wasn't even seeking that knowledge like that. They
It make you feel like an outcast. You feel like a
I
loner.
was always felt like the outcast because I was, and I tell people this all the time. I was conscious at a very young age, man. I'm telling you, I got blessed with a early like awakening. Like I'm talking about.
You know what that goes to prove, Nitty? That goes to show that you had already been here before. Your
That's,
soul.
that's
You got
probably
an
what it
old.
is.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you being an ancient soul having to sign that contract because you got a purpose. So you chose everything that you just went through in your whole life. Your soul chose that for a purpose and for a reason. You've already been down here before. You had to come back down here. There's a purpose that you had to. Some purpose. You know what your purpose is, but you are an ancient soul that had to come back down here in a baby ass vessel. They had to hurry up and try to grow up so you can do exactly what it is that you're doing right now at this point.
And I 100% agree with that, bro, because
I know
that's
you
exactly
do.
what it feels like. That's
I know
exactly
you
what it's
do.
like.
I
That's
know.
exactly what it
I
feels like.
know.
Like
I
I
know.
was, when I tell people that, like, yo, I've been conscious since 5 years old. Like, and everybody say, yeah, everybody was conscious at 5 years old. But I
Nah.
say, no, you see the consciousness you have now as a
Let me ask you.
older
Let me ask you
person
this. Let me ask you this,
had that
nigga.
when I was that age.
Let me ask you this. And I already know the answer. Did anybody have to really teach you the difference between what was right and what was wrong, or would you say that was something you already had innately already kind of knew already?
Already had it in me. And that's why I felt like,
You already
a
been
lot of
here.
religions were kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because it was already in me.
It was already in you.
Yeah. It was
Hey, bro,
already there.
It was the same way with me, bro. Trying to connect with Christianity. And just it was a disconnect, and I thought something was wrong with me. Why I'm not feeling the Holy Ghost? Why I'm not running around in church? Why I'm not screaming and shouting and throwing my hands up in the air? And you know what I came to learn? Because it wasn't for me. It's not
Mm-hmm.
for everybody. It wasn't. Everybody don't need that shit.
And you want to know what else it breaks
Especially
down?
when you come to learn that you are the God that
You
you
want to know what
see.
else it breaks down to?
Hmm.
And it's sad to say this, but man, some of my aunties and some of these other ladies who was in the church, man, they
Mm.
might have had some psychological problems, huh?
Might. Did you say might?
Hey, man,
I see
hey,
you being nice today, Nitty.
hey, yeah, I'm being nice, but for real, we gotta really like that's some shit that we really gotta look at because that's true. Like you really had people jumping up doing things that were really just doing it
But
just to be
but
doing it.
but they wasn't doing it just to be doing it though, Nitty. Because it does there is a catalyst, and it goes back to what we've been talking about.
What you believe in.
Frequency.
Okay.
The only time, remember, think about it. You wouldn't catch the Holy Ghost during when the pastor was preaching. They caught the Holy Ghost when the choir is singing and that band is playing.
Man, you want to know what I heard about that? I heard that all organs in churches are tuned to 432. And even though they got us out here producing in
But 440.
440, that they know that that's the frequency that brings that up out of you, that type of feeling and emotion. So it works, and they kept it in the church. So you will be in there because look, you don't know how many times, bro. I be on the way to church or was on the way to church when I was younger, and I would be like, "Hey," because I was conscious. I would be like, "Hey, they ain't finna get me for my money today. I'm going, but I'm not finna. I ain't putting no money in the
Right.
thing. I already know they ain't money ain't going to God or whatever. You know what I'm saying?" And they would start playing that organ, and you be like, yes.
Well, let me tell you something about that organ. I'm finna fuck your head up. You think it's why you think it's called an organ?
Oh yeah, because because of the
It's
what they
a
call that double entendre of the word the
well that organ it is a that is a healing machine. It heal that's freak that it free healing with frequency is a real
real
thing.
thing. Yep. Mm,
Bro,
mm, mm.
they got weapons right now. And if they play something at such a low frequency, you don't first of all, you don't hear bass. You don't hear bass tones. You feel bass.
Mm-hmm.
And the deeper it is, you'll feel it without even being aware that you feel it. That's how low some of these frequencies can go. And those some of these frequencies can be so low of a frequency that if blasted at you, you're not going to hear it, but your body is going to affect your body to where you'll get nauseous, you'll get sick. The government actually has frequency weapons out
Hey,
here.
bro, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say they actually got these frequency weapons that go super low and super high.
And super high.
Motherfuckers will make you feel like your brain is balling in your head just a little bit. You
Yeah.
feel just a little heat in your head. You be like, "Oh!" I seen them demonstrated on this video, and the dude was like, "Man," he was like, "It
Yeah,
was
those
hitting."
them high frequencies are them high frequencies are going to fuck with your mental, and them low frequencies are going to fuck with your stomach, your abdomen, and your libido.
That's why you have to be protected and be
Of your
tied in with the creator, because only by the creator that you can avoid these tricks that are being played on you. But at the same time, you got to understand that these tricks that'll be played on us, it's up to you to figure it out too. Like you have a responsibility, just like they go by their responsibility. And look, one of the first things that we're gonna talk about when we come back, when we get on the next show, is we're gonna talk about that movie, the one that the leave the world behind.
Who? I haven't even watched it yet, but I need
Ever
to.
watched it? I watched it. I wasn't gonna watch it because I had this thing that I believe in. It's some little tin foil hat type of thing, but it's for real though. I be sometimes having to let the world watch a movie first before I
Yeah,
watch it
before I watch it.
because I have to make sure that everything is all right before I dip into it. It's just like Black Panther. Real quick, when Black Panther came out, I didn't run to the movies to see that
Mm-mm.
because I understand this. See, people don't understand how all inventions that are made on this earth come from how the human body works, how our physics work. And these eyes, think of our eyes as being like that laser, that lens that reads the laser on a CD player.
CD disc, yes.
Yeah, and our eyes, just by a certain sequence of lights and shapes being shown to you at a certain time, can do something to you. It can
That's why
hypnotize you without you knowing.
and that's why I don't watch TV because that's MK Ultra on the steroids. The
Yep.
TV is MK Ultra, bro. Because MK Ultra was a bunch of lights, flashing images, subliminal messaging, and it's TV
That's what this internet is. Like what I
media.
brought this up before, and you're gonna feel me when I say this. I don't know what movie this is, but I think they showed an example of this on that movie 12 Monkeys. I could be wrong. But but I think they've done it in an older movie where it shows a monk sitting in a room strapped down to a chair and he's watching like 100 screens. And on each one of these screens is different things happening. Like on one screen, it may be a flower, a sunflower blooming. On one screen, it may be a nuclear bomb blowing up. On another screen, you might see a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. On the next one, you might see some kids playing with a beach ball at the beach. It's just all types of things going on, and it's like the monkey sitting there going crazy, right? Because all this stuff is playing at one time. That's what we are going through today with this
Yes.
social media.
Yes.
I'm telling y'all,
Just in media,
you really need
media
to
altogether.
moderate. Yeah, you really got to moderate it because just flipping and scrolling through social media, if you're not going to a specific thing, man, you'll see all kind of stuff. And your
I'm
emotions
gonna
will
say this
go
to
from one moment seeing somebody being a birthday party to somebody getting killed by the police to you know what I'm saying? All of these different things will be in just a few flips of you scrolling and your emotions just went through all of it.
Well, that's just the thing, though, Nitty. And what I want the viewers to know this so they can start being conscious and mindful of this. Your energy, your attention are the greatest, most valuable assets that you possess. More than money, more than gold, more than any material possession that you have. The greatest asset that you have is your energy and your attention. And these people want that. They want to control
Ooh, boss,
it.
now
They
you
want to
preach.
control it. Hmm?
I say you preaching now because that's the point. That's what I'm saying. I was gonna make that point right after you said it, but you said it. That's what exactly what I was trying to say.
That's why we vibe so well together, bro.
They that's they
I be knowing
your
where
most
you're going.
yeah, your most powerful possession is what he said. And that's what they are coming after. That's why they want it. Everything, if you want to know the name of the game, if you want to just dip your toe in the pool and understand that once you understand this, like you in the game, realize that that's what they coming for. So when you realize that, you'll start seeing that that's what they attack. They're attacking that. They're attacking your attention and your energy. That's what they're attacking. They're
But
attacking that shit with
these
food
people.
commercials.
This is what they feed off of. This is food for them. Your emotions, your attention, your energy. Man, they feed off of that. You ever heard of energy vampires?
Yeah. Not just your
Yeah.
friends. You know, they try to say, oh, your homeboy, your homegirl come over and they do this now. This is done on grand scales.
On a
So what
mass
they're gonna
scale.
learn about knowledge is you're gonna hear me say this a lot. Micro,
And
macro.
macro.
And that's in reference to the Russian doll theory.
Say,
I
man,
said,
you can tell when a nigga been on that Kabbalion, boy.
hey, look, and look, let me tell you something about that Kabbalion, man. I promised to God. Man, that book was just confirmation.
Yes.
When I read the Kabbalion, I was like,
Yes.
it confirmed that I wasn't tripping all
You
this
wasn't
time. Because
crazy.
sometimes if you don't have stuff like this, you will tend to maybe think that because you have to put that into the equation, or you're gonna come up with a wrong answer. Am I tripping? You know what I'm saying? That goes into
Absolutely.
everything you think. Hold on, I just came up with this. Even the first person that said 2 + 2 = 4. Hold on, am I tripping? And then they prove themselves right. And then that's how you know it. So when I read that Kabbalion, bro, it blew my mind,
Blew
man.
my
It,
mind.
it, it, it made me so much realize that, you've been seeing this world the only way you can see it. And to be honest with it, we not special. What it is that some people are just that word. They don't understand how powerful the word ignorant is. See, when people if somebody call you ignorant, some people get more mad at the word ignorant, like you called them a bitch.
And
You get what I'm saying?
it just means you don't know. There's a
And
lot of
you
shit
gotta
that
go
upset
down to
ignorant
the
people.
root of it. It's
The
what you
etymology.
ignore. You don't know it because you ignored it. You don't know it because you ignored it. So it's your fault. It's your fault. And when I say you ignorant, it means that you are more susceptible to ignoring things. Like, because the knowledge that I picked up on, it was right there for you to pick up too.
Well,
See,
that's
when
the
I was
thing. But see, that's the thing, Nitty. It's not the truth that's hidden. The truth is right in your fucking face. But that information, you gotta go find that. That ain't gonna drop in your lap. You gotta hide the
Mhm.
information. You gotta go find that. So
It's just
you
like the
absolutely right.
look, it's just like the music industry. And we gonna close on this. The music industry is the exact same way. You come into this game, and what you don't know ain't nobody gonna tell you.
Ain't finna tell you. But when you find out, you're gonna be like, oh my God.
I remember when I found out about mechanical royalties, right? And I didn't know what mechanical royalties was. I was concerned about royalties from my publishing and royalties from album sales, but I didn't know what mechanical royalties was. And that was that every time my likeness, my picture, my name, or anything was printed on a CD, I got paid just for that.
Just for that.
Just for that. But I ain't find that out till later. But that's what I'm
Did you
trying to
find
tell
out did you find out later on about performance royalties?
See, no, I that's something you're gonna have to I ain't find that out until later neither. It's a lot of things that I didn't find out about my contract. And look, I always tell people this, and I'm gonna say it now, looking at the camera. I'm not mad at nothing or how my rap career went, because what it is at the end of the day was business.
Business.
And the better businessman at that time won. That's it.
And with that being said, you better find out the ins and outs of what the things that you are interested in, you want to get into. You better find out what it is that you better go do your homework.
Yeah, because it ain't
You know what I'm
rainbows and puppy dog
saying?
tails and
Nah,
none of that. What you don't
nah.
know, man, people will eat off
It,
of that. People
it
will
will hurt you.
literally eat
And
off of that.
people say what you don't know won't hurt you. That's bullshit. What you don't know will absolutely fucking hurt you. It could kill you.
Yeah,
Straight up.
and what's that statement that that when it come to business, and I'm gonna tell you this: when you come into
Never
business,
personal.
it's never let
Never
it be
personal.
personal. Never let it be personal. Understand that's
Keep
why
your
I don't
feelings
take
and your
nothing
emotions out of
personal.
it.
Yeah, like that was with me and Rapper I sat at the table. They had a deal. They actually told me when we signed the contract, they say, do you want the 2 hour version or do you want the 30-minute version?
Yes,
And
you told them to give you the 30-minute version, didn't
yeah, because they had already told us that we was going to Papa Do's to eat after we signed the contract. So
they knew what they was doing. They knew what they knew what they was doing.
hey, but no, but on the cool though, man, Shadow, man, I definitely appreciate you coming through. Y'all,
I
I hope
appreciate
y'all
you
get
having me,
used to
brother.
seeing my guy face, because y'all gonna see him a whole lot, man. I'm gonna try to get him on here as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely gonna try to set this once a week thing up. But even just bringing you on for other shows when I got other guests and stuff, bro, man,
Man, I would love. Hey, bro, I'm open to be a co-host, man. Hey, listen, Nitty. whatever idea you got, bro, I trust your vision. I'm here, bro. Like like I said, I enjoy this. This was fun. I love to be able to speak about the things that go on in this brain of mine, bro, and to be able to speak with
Exactly, bro. Oh, it
somebody
was fun.
like minded and who
I was looking forward.
understand. I
I
don't
was
feel
looking
so
forward to this
crazy.
because I already knew what it was gonna be. Like I just wanted the people to be able to see. But man,
But we got it, but it makes sense though, Nitty, because the things that we know and the times that you and I have that we get together, an hour, 2 hours, it is not enough. It's not
yeah.
enough. It's not enough. So we definitely got to keep this as an ongoing type of episode type thing, bro. I'm with it. I'm
Oh
here
yeah.
for it. Let's. I'm with it, man. I'm looking forward to the next time.
Oh yeah. It's a done deal, man. It may be in a couple of days. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
I'm cool, and I'm cool with that.
okay.
I'm so cool with it. I'm cool
Okay,
with it.
man, that is what's up, man. And like I say, man, shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us, man, since the beginning.
Indeed.
We ain't finna, as y'all can see, man, I'm building. We gonna take this thing up to higher and higher and higher, man. And to everybody that's down with us, to all of the subscribers, man, I think we get close to like 1,500 subscribers. And we steady going up, man. And I just want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, man. Um, it's not too much that I can say, man, that could even come close to the feelings that I had just for when y'all just like I say, when y'all click that subscribe button and engage with us, man. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And we're gonna be going live, so y'all will be able to drop in some comments and let us know on different things on how y'all feel and stuff like that, man. But like I said, like my boy Shadow said, this was fun. We're gonna have way more fun, man. This is the FranckNStyne Oddcast podcast, man, and we are signing out. See y'all next show, man. Couple of days.